Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review of a mini drama called Governor's Secret Love. So let's get into it. So Governor's Secret Love came out in 2023. It has 24 episodes. They run for about, between 9 and 15 minutes each. It stars Deng Kai, who you may have seen in Love of the Divine Tree earlier this year, and then Jin Ji Chuan. And it aired on Youku. You can watch it on the Youku app, or you can watch it on YouTube, depending on your personal tastes. So this drama is about a eunuch who isn't actually a eunuch, but who's pretending to be a eunuch to enact revenge. Now, only the emperor knows that he isn't actually a eunuch, but nobody else does. So he connected with the female lead because when he was a child and his father, who was an imperial doctor, was convicted of a crime he did not commit and killed, he witnessed everything, and the man that killed his father is one of her relatives. Like, that's how they're connected. And something happens to her when she's young. And so she's taken away, she's kind of like by herself, and they meet and he befriends her. He knows who she is, but he's really friendly to her. They become best friends. They grow up and lose contact, but then meet again as adults, and he knows exactly who she is. She doesn't find out who he is until later. And he is in love with her, but he's kind of battling his love for her because he's thinking, like, your family hurt my family. It probably would be, like, wrong to be with you. So that's the basis of the plot. If you are interested in watching it, you can go and watch it on YouTube or Yuki. Now let's get into, like, the plot, the drama, all the stuff that happened. So surprisingly, the plot gets a little convoluted later on. So essentially, the female's relative that killed the male lead's father and pregnant mother is actually her uncle, and her mother was actually the former empress. So she and the current emperor are half siblings. So her mother was the empress, the current emperor's mother was a concubine, and the uncle decided to um, pretend like the concubine's child, the son, was the empress's son, because if the empress had a daughter and the concubine had a son, then it would mean the concubine could potentially, like, take over the empress's place, and the uncle wanted the power to remain in his family. I will say you really have to be watching, but even if you are paying attention, that particular explanation of, like, how everybody's connected wasn't very well done. But anyway, that's what happened. And so Fubini finds out all this information. The male lead does too. And I guess it makes him realize that, like, he doesn't have to, like, kind of step away from her and, like, not be associated with her, because it really isn't her fault. Like, he really didn't get to grow up with her mother or meet her mother. Her uncle raised her for, like, the first few years of her life, but then she lost her memory. I obviously didn't remember anything. They remembered everything later on. Another interesting thing is this show has a similar thing going on that was happening in Filter. The female has this bracelet that she does eventually lose that allows her to just touch somebody and then know what's going to happen in the future. Her mum had the same bracelet. Her mum gave her the bracelet, gave the uncle the bracelet to give to her child. But she loses it and then later on gets it back, but decides not to actually do that because she doesn't really like being able to affect the future like that, and it just messes things up. The male lead comes to terms with the fact that, like, it's not actually her fault. He enacts his revenge in a really cool way, actually. Like, I like the way that things were filmed during the sort of revenge scene. It was very well done. The execution scene of the criminals and just him doing everything was really, really well done. I liked it quite a lot. The worst thing about this drama is the second female lead. Like most Chinese dramas, the second female lead is obsessed with the male lead, even though she thinks that he's a eunuch and does a lot of horrendous things to try and get him. She's funny at simultaneously too because she doesn't really care how she gets him. There's no sense of decorum, which is strange for somebody, who's like a noble woman. But I found her character so disturbing. Like, I hate when they write second female leads like that because to me it comes off incredibly misogynistic to write them like so boy crazy. I just don't think it's fair. So I hated that. But aside from that, I really enjoyed the show. I do wish we had more romantic moments between the main couple. Most of the show was like him fighting his feelings and her loving him from a distance because she understood that he clearly was just not in the right mind, even though she didn't really know what was going on most of the time with him. But it was good, like it had a happy ending. The ending was probably pretty abrupt. I would say like they hug and they kiss and that's kind of it. Like it's not, you don't really get like a full, let me say like a full fleshed ending, but it was enjoyable nonetheless, and I would recommend it. I gave the drama an 8.5 based on the abrupt ending, based on the second female lead, based on the overall acting, based on also the way that they explain certain things. Because if it's convoluted, you really need to explain it in like a basic, simple, easy to understand way. Because even people who are paying attention may miss some things. So it's just that would probably be better. But I did enjoy it and I do recommend it. Let me know if you've seen it in the comments below. I do know Tiffany, you've seen it, so let's leave a comment in the comments below because we were watching it at the same time. That's at Dramatic Thoughts. I will tag her below. So yeah, we watched it together like simultaneously. So we both enjoyed it. But yeah, I would recommend it if you do want to check it out. And if you have already seen it, just comment down below. If you like my channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, please hit the like button below. Thanks so much for listening. Bye bye.